Hello, everybody. Hey, it's Mark Johnson. And when I hear somebody like Grant Cardone say it's not a good idea to invest in real estate, boy, the back of my hair just prickles, and I'm wondering how they came up with their numbers and if this is something that I need to think about. And so what I did is I looked at their information, and thanks to the people at MBS Highway, I'm going to show you and share my screen with you just a little bit. Here is a synopsis of what he said. So let me share this. Let's see, share screen. So before I go to that, here is the article that he had on CNBC here that said, self-made millionaire says, don't buy a home unless you can afford to waste money. Well, here are the example that he gives. He says, if you purchased a home for $100,000 back in, I don't know, 10 years ago for $5,000 down, 10 years later, the home would sell for $200,000. Now we know that is, homes are selling for at least 2 times that amount, or maybe 3 times that amount. But anyway, he's saying you make a profit of, you turn $5,000 into a profit of $100,000, but let's look at the costs. So he talks about what the interest is over the last 6 years or 10 years. And that's not the way interest is calculated. It's not $60,000. He talks about the years in property taxes going up 2% per year. Well, let's give him that. And then real estate fees of 6% to sell your house, and he's only looking at $100,000 there. And then, the total before maintenance is $86,000. Now, he says that your actual profit is only $14,000. And that doesn't include roof, plumbing, paint, and other fees too as well. Well, the problem is he doesn't look at what it costs to rent. And so if you're not buying a house, you've got to be renting somewhere. So I want to take a look, show you. And then, of course, there's an article I saw today where he bought a $40 million castle on the sand here. Anyway, kind of crazy. But let me just show you what the numbers are that I'm looking at. So here's the first scenario is if you rent, that's $15,000. And then this is if you invest, if you're going to buy a house, these are his numbers. My numbers are just a little bit different. I used his 6%, even though the average rate for the last 5 years has been, and I'm not sure why that's not clicking on there either. Anyway, the average rent or interest rate for the last 10 years has been 3.84%, not 6%. And so I wanted to just kind of give you a dose of reality. It's like, today's home, it's worth $400,000. So your payment's going to be even higher if you're looking forward here. But here are the numbers. Your monthly payments here is $1,500. The monthly payment that Grant's telling you is $474. I'm using $475 with my logic. And then, here's the reality today, it's going to be somewhere around, if we would have gone back, and use the average rate, it'd be $1,387. But this is the amount that you would pay in rent versus would be $237,000. In grants, you wouldn't have any payment. You're just paying interest only payments. So you're not having any appreciation. You're going to have a little bit of appreciation of about $15,000. And so, based on this, your true return on investment is way more than what he's saying. It's closer to like 5,000% return on investment. So what I'm telling you is this: news and news media and social media is going to tell you a lot of negative things about why you shouldn't buy a home. Now, I know interest rates are a little bit higher than what we're used to. And I do also know that right now is a great time if you're a buyer to buy, especially if you've been in the market for the last 2 years. It's been almost impossible to get an offer approved, but today it's very easy to get an offer approved. And it's easier today to get seller concessions that would help you maybe buy down that rate to 4% instead of the 5%, or maybe do a 2-1 buy down and start out at like 3 3/4, and then next year you're 4 3/4, and the next year after that you might be 5 3/4. There's just a lot of different financing scenarios that are available to you today that will make this just as attractive to buy. And then the other thing we know is that interest always go up, which we've I think, hit the top. Maybe it might go a little higher, but then they always come down. What people forget is that we were in the 4% range, 4.25%, 4.5%, right before the pandemic. It was the pandemic that caused interest rates to go so low. And now we're going into a recession, and don't be fearful of that. Yes, things are going to cost more. You're going to make more though, and then you're going to invest more. And the best investment that I can tell you to make right now is into your home. You will make more money, you will have peace and security, and you'll have a place to create memories for your family. And, honestly, I love the condo I live in because I love the peace and serenity that I have when I look out over the golf course, and, especially on a crisp morning like today. Hey, everybody, I'm Mark Johnson. I've been in the business 44 years, and I want to help you buy a house. All right, thanks.